baseball lessons tonight, so it'll be just Roger and I back tonight for this final duel for the Independence Mustangs as they are taking on the New Hampton Chickasaws. Again, this is the 20th meeting between these two teams. Independence is 6-13 against New Hampton. The first meeting these two teams had was in the 1990-91 season in a regional duel where New Hampton won that duel. But these two teams have met already once this year, with Independence winning that duel 48-30. And Roger, we just saw the semifinal round action a little bit ago, and there was a lot of good action in that.
I'll tell you, you're right, Jamie. There was some, for the day before the traditional tournament starts, we saw some guys put it out on the line this afternoon, this morning. So I'm telling you what, we're going to see some more action. These are the 5th, 6th place, 7th, and 8th place matches. But majority of these kids that are wrestling tonight have not qualified for the state tournament. So you're going to see some great effort. You're going to see some kids. This is for the odd step, so to speak. This is for a win in the last duel of your season. So you're not going to see any guys taking it easy tonight. You're going to see it all put on the line. You may see some. We were talking to some coaches during the break, and there's some coaches that have some kids that have a few dings that are state qualifiers. You may not see those kids tonight wrestle. They're trying to save them, but the majority of the kids, I'll tell you what, we're going to have some good action here. We got it right for you on the map. We're going to start at 132. New Hampton is going to send out on the mat. This is for the 5th place. This is Keegan 10. He's 12-4. He's a sophomore. Right now, down 2-0. Tinge came out with a little duck under. Going to attack the legs of Davis and just kind of sit him on his side. And Davis had nowhere to go. And once again, Jamie, we saw how Chris really controls the hips of the Mustangs. And I mean, not that second duel where Independence really took control, but we're seeing Hampton with some tight waist stuff, so maybe they learned a lesson from Creston.
Yeah, they are, and nice job there by Drew Davis. Picking up a 1-point escape and cutting that lead in half. It's 2-1 now. 40 seconds left. Almost had a takedown there by Drew Davis off the edge of the map, and it's going to remain 2-1.
Drew Davis just needs to open up here and get after. 40 seconds left, first period. Again, the winner will take 5th place. I don't know if there's a 5th place trophy. If it says 5th place, but from today. And we will see them the clock. Some unbelievable matches set for those championship matches. 23 seconds left to go here. Neutral, Davis and Tinge. Tinge 12-4 for the Chickasaws from New Hampton. And Tinge trying to get in on a low single. He's doing a much better job controlling the head of Tinge. 8 seconds left to go. Davis is trying to hit Tinge on a go behind. He leaves his right leg behind, and Tinge grabs onto that right leg. And he might have a takedown. Nice recovery by Davis. Nice whizzer. And Jamie would have been huge there.
Well, he almost gave up to, and that's didn't there. Seconds left to not give up that takedown. So nice job there by Drew Davis, holding off and fighting off, even though he just about scored 2 of his own. Right there near the end, just about gave up to.
Yeah, we saw that against Creston. They gave up a lot of points at the end of the period. So that's got to be something that you, as a coach, you talk to your kids about during the break. You wrestle for the whole 6 minutes. You wrestle from whistle to whistle. Pressure. Well, Davis is going to go down. Tinge up on top, riding a hard tight waist with the left, inside wrist with the right. Davis tries a side roll on the right, frees the arm, side roll with the high leg over, and Tinge does a nice job blocking off. This is a long, lean 132-pounder from New Hampton. He's got a tight waist on Davis, and he's got the left arm wrapped about a full he's got his left arm wrapped completely around the waist of Davis. So that's exactly what the Independence coaching staff over there is telling Davis. Get back to your feet and clear the hands. 1:18 left to go, second period. Tinge up 2-1 on Drew Davis. This is a match where Independence needs to win this match to get off to a good start. We started our day's draw at 120, and the second duel started at 126, and this duel starts at 132. We will end at 126. So we'll see how this fares out. 58 seconds left to go. 10 still up on top, right and top. There's a nice switch. Hip heist by Davis. He's going to pick up 2. He's got 10 on his back. Could be a quick fall here. 49 seconds, and Davis lets him off his back. He had a nice butcher. 10 on his back, and let the butcher go. Now he's going to set up a crossface cradle. If he pins 10 with the crossface cradle, this will be his 3rd fall of today. I believe Jamie can correct me if I'm wrong. It'll be his 3rd cradle, his 3rd fall of the day. We'll have to take a spin. We've seen so many matches, I can't remember.
Drew Davis won his first match in overtime.
Okay, that's right. Okay, very good. Well, we've seen Independence use that crossface cradle today. And Tinge kicks out, but there's a 3-point near fall. And we're going to get a stoppage of some sort. As we're going to the blood corner, somebody's bleeding. But very, very nice crossface cradle there by Drew Davis. And he now goes up, Jamie, 8-2, 13 seconds left. And if you're Drew Davis, you got to be thinking about a major decision here.
And that's exactly what you need to do. But a nice second period thus far by Drew Davis. Coming out here. What was it again? He was trailing 2-1 here at the end of the. He was trailing 2-1 at the end of the first period. Now he's built up an 8-2 lead. So nice job by Drew Davis coming back here and working to building and picking up that major decision.
That was a really nice period, 7 points so far without giving up any points. So that's the Drew Davis you like to see there, getting after it and wrestling tough. So over to the blood corner. It appears that Tinge is getting some care over in the first aid corner. And we've got some trainers from Iowa State that have been down. They'll be down this whole weekend and doing an excellent job in taking care of our athletes here.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, we got the blood stopped. We're going to come back to center now. Is a Tinge. Got a piece of cotton in that left nostril. So, I think Tinge is a tall, lean, 132-pounder. He's got about a half a head on Davis. And Davis has a little blood left on him. I don't know why they didn't go to the blood corner together. But Davis is over getting, got some blood on his right forearm that they're wiping off. Other matches going on. Clear Lake is taking on Central Lyon George Little Rock. Lisbon's taking on Logan Magnolia. Woodbury Central is taking on Dyke New Hartford. And Valley West Des Moines is taking on North Scott Eldridge. Dowling Catholic taking on Johnston. All right, 13 seconds left to go. Davis up, right in the left side. There's the whistle. Tinge with an inside stand-up. He's going to try to split the hands of Davis. Davis is going to drop it on a single. Tinge tries to kick free, and Davis maintains control. Nice mule kick by Tinge. Nice job of hanging on by Davis. 5 seconds left to go. 8-2, just underway. First match. And Tinge set. Davis going to ride the right side this time. There's a Granby roll by Tinge. Trying to work himself out. Nicely countered by Davis as he follows Tinge. And we're going to the third period.
And now, second period over, and it's going to be Tinge's choice. But Drew Davis he's got to start to work now. He's going to start on top as Tinge is going to go down. But Drew Davis has got to start working on top, working those pinning combinations if you can. Get up and get back to work on your feet.
Well, I would certainly like to see him set up that cross-face cradle again and throw Tinge to his back and end this thing in a short way and get the Mustangs out to a good start. So we'll see what happens.
Back to the blood corner.
What's that?
Back to the blood corner.
Yeah, back to the blood corners, Tinge. We're seeing some wrestlers a little tired at the end of the day. This is a long day. You come in last night after you're wrestling at 9 o'clock this morning. You've got an early morning wake-up call. You've got to weigh in at 8 o'clock. You got to find something to eat. You got to get warmed up, and a little bit out of the ordinary. But these guys have done a fine job so far. and see how this ends
They
up.
have. I mean, you're here. You're here, like you said. You wrestle at 9 o'clock, so you're here at between 7 and 7:30, and we're 20 minutes before 5 o'clock, and you're wrestling. And so, and some of these Class 2A kids that are wrestling in the finals tonight. Some of these 2A kids wrestling in the finals tonight were here for that 9 o'clock session as well. So, they've got to get going, and they're going to be here for another duel yet after this.
Well, they certainly are. So, good scramble. Tenj is going to try to pick up a reversal as we're back to wrestling here, as Tenj has that blood taken care of. Tries to pick up a reversal. Nice job by Davis and Tenj. We're going to have an injury timeout here, Jamie, as Tenj got his ankle. He's back up walking around, and he's going to come to the middle of the mat. So it's blood. He rolled his ankle and came right back to that stand up and tried to kick free, and Drew Davis dropped down to that ankle, and he got it underneath of him, rolled it just a little bit. He's doing some walking to the center of the mat, and we'll see if we can get that worked out. 1 minute left in the match. Davis still up 10-2. If you're Drew Davis, Jamie, you might think about cutting him loose and, working for that major decision.
Yeah, because right now you've got yourself a 6-point lead, and you got a minute left. I think now a minute's usually the time where you'd like to see some kids get after it, and If you haven't turned in by now is when you want to maybe start cutting him loose and maybe letting him up.
Working your offense from your feet and trying to score. You're a couple of takedowns, 2 takedowns, and you got a major decision. We talked about that a lot, expend a lot of energy trying to turn when you got the guy on the bottom that's just basing out and not, doesn't want to be turned. He's basing out, and you're expending a lot of energy trying to turn him. But Davis is going to stack him up, and he's going to pick up 2. He's going to pick up 2 on the near fall. Let's see if he can tilt him one more time. He's got the ball and chain locked up. It's now 10-2, so he's got that major decision without an escape. So, that's a good job of Drew Davis working some hand control, working the tilt. And Tenj lost the cotton. Tenj lost the cotton out of his nose. So back to the blood corner we go, Jamie Vasky. So
once again,
we haven't seen a lot of that today, but we're seeing it here. We're seeing it here this first match. So Coach Doyle out talking to his youngster right there and offering some encouragement. And again, they used to make the wrestler stay in the center of the mat during blood time, but now the wrestler that's not bleeding can go talk to his coaches, which I thought that was a good change.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well, because the kid that's over in the blood corner with his coaches is getting talked to while he's over there. So, you might as well, make it even over there and have the 2 guys going in, and he might as well get a chance to talk with his coaches as well.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's what's taking place. So, I hope we got a little bigger piece of cotton stuck up in there, so it'll stay in there for 9 seconds. And 9 seconds left to go in this match, in this first match of weight class 132. Davis up on top, getting the job done, and he's going to have, barring any escapes by Tenj with a Granby roll attempt. Davis is going to follow it nicely. Sit out, turn in off the edge of the mat. We're down to 1 second. So Independence will start this duel out with a 10-2 major decision by Drew Davis, and they'll jump out on top by a score of 4-0.
Very similar to the last duel. The Mustangs started up 4-0 against Clear Lake, and same deal this time. They're gonna have a 4-0 lead as we go into the second match.
Nice job by Drew Davis. Good job done for the Mustangs. Well-deserved pass by his coaches there, and he will greet his teammates. We'll go to weight class 138. I believe we'll have Mustang. He's had a rough day today, and got his. Looks like it's probably going to be or Noah Glazer. Foreman is still as a sophomore at 30. 14. Now, Jay qualifier, I would really expect all the number ones to be.
And you might. It's one of them things. You got to come in here and you've got to. You're still fighting to get. Right now Independence is fighting to finish in fifth, as is New Hampton. So you're here. You've got your kids here down at the state duels. You might as well come out, wrestle, and try to get the team a win here.
And you don't want to lose to a team that you've beaten already. That's always been a pet peeve of mine as a coach. If you beat them, you want to continue that way. 108 left to go. Neutral position. Erickson Dale and Gorman. They've got them listed as 14-2 on track wrestling, 32-14 in our program. So regardless,
this came out before the section or districts.
Okay. So 0-0 on the scoreboard, 47 seconds left, neutral position. Erickson Dale trying to headlock on Gorman. Gorman just played the turtle. There's an ankle pick by Gorman. He's in deep. Erickson Dale with a down block. Gorman doing a nice job keeping control of that ankle. He's going to pick up the first takedown. Now cradle by Gorman. Erickson Dale has to stretch out, break the grip of Gorman. And now Erickson Dale belly down off to the center of the mat. And tight waist by Gorman. Hard cross face now by Gorman. Stand up by Erickson Dale. 11 seconds off the edge of the mat. Another long, tall Chickasaw from New Hampton. Using that length to his advantage with that ankle pick. And now we're going to get a caution on Gorman. Starting before the whistle. 11 second set. There's the second set. There's the whistle. And here we go. Outside stand-up by Erickson Dale. He's going to try to split the hands of Gorman. He split the hands momentarily and didn't pop his hips free. And Gorman latched right around the waist of Erickson Dale and pulled him right back and front tripped him back down to the mat, so no points. Great stand-up. So you got to work some hand control from that position. Gorman's choice is going to defer. He's going to choose down. He will choose down to start the second period. And Erickson Dale will ride the left side. There's the whistle. Hard tight waist by Erickson Dale, staying up by Gorman. Gorman's going to split the hands of Erickson Dale, pop his hips, turn to face Erickson Dale, back to neutral. 3-0 lead for the sophomore from New Hampton. New Hampton's got a fairly young team, Jamie. They've got two seniors in that lineup, and they went 27-8 on duels for the year. So
yeah,
they've got a lot of nice kids coming back.
Well, they really do, and that's going to be very crucial in coming back next season. Is you've got these experienced guys now who have been to this tournament. They've been down here to the state duels, and they get to come back next year. So it's a great thing that these guys are going to be back next year, and they're really going to make some noise.
Well, they've got 6 sophomores in their lineup and 4 juniors and 2 seniors. So I'm telling you what, they've got an open weight at 195, but they might have somebody to put in there. They've got a couple 182 pounders, so we'll look for one of them to probably move up, depending on the condition of the meet at that point. All right, 56 seconds left to go. Neutral position. Long single, low single shot by Gorman in deep on the leg of Erickson Dale. Erickson Dale, nice counter. But Gorman is going to cover the hips of Erickson Dale. Now hard crossface by Gorman. And Gorman's going to cover the hips up and pick up 2. It's now 5-0 in favor of New Hampton Chickasaw. Our dual meet score is just 3-0. This is the second match of this duel, as we just saw Drew Davis with a major decision. So, Jamie, a couple of long duels this morning. And we're seeing that this one's going to carry out the same way. All right, 18 seconds left. There's the whistle. Ericksondale down underneath. Gorman up on top. Ericksondale stand up, splits the hands of Gorman, and Gorman picks up Ericksondale and carries him off the edge of the mat right into the lap of his coaches. So we're going to get a restart, 7 seconds left. Ericksondale set, Gorman up on top. Hard, tight waist by Gorman. Stand up by Ericksondale. Again, he's trying to work some hand controls, trying to split the hands, and that's going to do it. Got to go to period number 3. Let's see whose choice it's going to be. It's going to be Ericksondale. He's got the green leg bands on, or excuse me, the red leg bands on. And that's going to be his choice, and he's going to choose down. Both of the Independence coaches sitting in the chair over there, Coach Doyle. They were both pointing down. So, again, you can't wait around here, Jamie.
No, you can't. You've got to, and really, we talk about how tough a 5-point deficit is to come back from, but right now you just you've got to. You're only down 5, and now you're not. Now you're down 4. He's going to cut him loose, but this is an opportunity for Tanner Ericksondale to really step up for this team here.
This is very doable. You get a couple of takedowns and then maybe something feet to back to finish it with, and it's very doable. But you've got to start pushing the tempo right now. You can't wait around. That was a false start. That was a caution, and they let Gorman get away with it. He shot before the whistle. That's not supposed to happen. That should have been a caution on Gorman. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. He shot before the whistle of our official. Our official didn't stop him, so 2-point takedown by Gorman. Now he's working on the near side cradle, drive cradle. He's got his head in the left rib cage of Ericksondale. Coach Doyle's just shaking his head on that one. 1:11 left to go, third period, 7-1. So Gorman trying to get those 4 points back for the Chickasaws. Optional start. Sit out turn in by Ericksondale. He's facing Gorman. Gorman's trying to go around the head under the arm, that cow catcher. And he's got it in right now. Ericksondale's got to be very, very careful here. Ericksondale to his feet, backing up. Might pick up a 1-point escape. Front headlock now by Gorman. And no change of position. And a 1-point escape. 1-point escape now as Gorman's going to let Ericksondale up. This time Gorman does not shoot on the whistle, 7-2. 43 seconds left, neutral position we go. Hard collar tie by Gorman. Gorman trying to measure Ericksondale. Dell in a couple of nice sprawls, down blocks. Probably going to get stalling against Ericksondale. Ericksondale tries a pancake on Gorman, but out of bounds they go. Ericksondale looking for his first win of the day for him.
Now they get caution after he jumps. He had a caution earlier and ended up getting a takedown. This time they call it, and before anything could happen.
Gorman very aggressive now to Ericksondale, trying to get up on top of him, front headlock, trying to set up that cow catcher. And now Ericksondale will be warned for stalling. So Ericksondale's got to move forward. So that should be a caution right there, Jamie. Gorman's going forehead to forehead before the whistle even blows. Gorman in on a takedown, double leg takedown, his head between the legs of Ericksondale. Dale trying to counter. No takedown yet as Ericksondale finds the edge of the mat, 6 seconds.
That's a nice job by Tanner Ericksondale, not giving up that takedown here. You can afford to give up a takedown here, but I tell you what, just don't go to your back here with a few seconds left and keep this to a regular decision.
That's good effort. Good effort by Ericksondale against a very good Gorman. Ryan Gorman, a sophomore, 32-14. So nice job there by Ericksondale, keeping it close. And now we're going to go up to Elliot Ryan for the Independence Mustangs. Weight class 145. He'll be taking on Drew Boding, who's a sophomore, 20-28. So looking at records, this is a winnable match for Elliot Ryan. His record is 26-19. Again, Jamie, you got 2 teams here that wrestle in very tough conferences. Of course, Independence out of the Walmack and New Hampton out of the Northeast Iowa.
Yeah, so every dual meet out, for the most part, these two teams are wrestling against very good teams. So for Independence, the WAMAC, we're very familiar with the WAMAC, the Northeast Iowa. You got Waverly Shell Rock up in there, and Charles City, it's a very good team. So
Cresco, Decorah.
yeah, so you're wrestling very good teams week in and week out. So they know what good competition's about.
Well, 120 left to go. We are underway. Stalemate as Bowdoin was in on a leg, and Elliott Ryan went to a long down block. A nice sprawl by Elliott Ryan. And we're going to go back to the center. Staggered stance by Bowdoin, leading with his right leg. Square stance again by Elliott Ryan. And Ryan working some collar ties, working some head snaps. Bowdoin now working some head snaps. 2-on-1 tie by Elliott Ryan, and he pulls Bowdoin off the edge of the mat. So that's a little bit better movement by Ryan, Jamie.
Yeah, and just after that Tanner Erickson Dale match where he gives up 2 takedowns and he wasn't able to get one. You'd like to see Elliott Ryan push that pace and force that action and pick up a few takedowns of his own here.
Well, you're exactly right, and that's kind of what we're going to see.
As we're still got 45 seconds left to go here in this first period. Now a double leg attempt here by Elliott Ryan. He's got it up in the air. He's looking to turn and drop Bowdoin down to the mat. He does. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown, and Elliott Ryan's going to go up 2-0 here on Drew Bowdoin with 30 seconds left here in this first period. Now cradle locked up by Elliott Ryan. He's going to try to turn it over. He's got a cross-face cradle locked up. He's picking up near fall. He's got to try to get that bottom knee in the ribs. The right arm of Drew Bowdoin, the right shoulder is still up. He's going to pick up 3 near fall. 13 seconds left to go in this first period. It's going to be 5-0 in favor of Elliott Ryan. Now he's looking for the fall. Official looking close once again. I believe that right arm of Drew Bowdoin is still up in the air, and that's going to do it for our first period, as Elliott Ryan is going to take a 5-0 lead into period number 2. It's going to be Ryan's choice. He's going to defer over to Bowdoin. Bowdoin is going to choose neutral. So after a takedown by Elliott Ryan, Drew Bowdoin is going to choose neutral to start this second period. Just underway. Our team score is 4-3 in favor of Independence as they started this duel with a 10-2 major decision by Drew Davis, and Tanner Erickson Dale was just beaten 7-2 in the match before this, as our team score 4-3. Other scores from around the match: Woodbury Central leading Dike New Hartford 21-12. Lisbon with a 9-3 lead over Logan Magnolia. It's Clear Lake 16, Central Lyon George Little Rock 6. North Scott Eldridge leading Valley West Des Moines 12-9, and it's Dowling Catholic leading Johnston 18-6. Here's Elliott Ryan. He's going to get thrown in a headlock. Drew Bowdoin is going to throw a headlock on Elliott Ryan. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. I don't believe he's got any near fall, but Ryan's going to come around the backside and pick up a 2-point reversal. So Ryan, who never went to his back, was able to squeeze out of that and come around the backside and pick up a 2-point reversal. So it's now 7-2 in favor of Elliott Ryan with 1:07 left to go in this second period. Again, Independence clinging to that 1-point lead in the team score. Last round, there's only 6 mats running, as 7 and 8 are still set up, but no dual meet on that, as you've got 2 matches, the 5th and the 7th place matches for each class. Class 1A is over on mat number 1 and 2 for 5th and 7th. Class 2A is in the middle for 5th and 7th, and Class 3A is on mats 5 and 6. As the championship matches will come your way, we won't have them here on KMCH, as Independence, our lone school in the state duels this year, as those dual meets will get underway at 6 o'clock with some great action. As in Class 2A, we'll have Union taking on Davenport Assumption. And Class 1A will have Clarion Goldfield, the number 1 seed, taking on the number 3 seed, Southeast Warren, as Southeast Warren defeated Alburnett 37-36. A tech fall at the end of the duel for Alburnett, but they come up 1 point short as we're going to have a warning against Elliott Ryan with 6 seconds left to go. It's still 7-2 in favor of Ryan. And now Ryan's going to go to the blood corner with a 7-2 lead. We mentioned Class 2A, 1A, Class 3A. We're going to have Southeast Polk taking on Bettendorf in the championship match. Prairie will take on Jefferson. So, a dual meet they could have done in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, these guys travel all the way to Des Moines, like Bettendorf wrestled North Scott earlier this morning. You're 15 minutes to drive all the way to Des Moines to wrestle each other. Could have wrestled in North Scott before they came here, and they could have settled it. Jamie, that Southeast Warren Lisbon match was quite a match, and that was quite a match this morning, and a little controversy at the end, as Hoyer from Alburnett had his opponent from Southeast Warren on his back, and in a pinning combination, he needed to fall for them to tie, and the Southeast Warren boy rolled through, but the Alburnett boy still had the pinning combination in. Our official stopped the match, so Pirates were not happy about that, but you know what? All part of.
Well, we saw earlier today with Independence with Drew Davis in that overtime match. He took his opponent down to the mat and had him on his back, but they didn't. They stopped it because he got a 2-point takedown when it's supposed to be able to be continued, and they didn't allow that there.
Yeah, that might have been just the jump start that the Mustangs needed this morning. They didn't get it, but that's. And here's the thing, as a coach, and you coach kids and stuff before. You want to control the things that you can control, and don't put it in somebody else's hands. And finishing your moves and staying in good position are things that you can control. So that's got to be the lesson you learn here. Well, back to action we go. Elliott Ryan up 7-3, but I'm telling you what, he's in a cradle right now. Boating has Elliott Ryan in a drive cradle, and he's trying to take him to his back. Ryan's got to fight to get out of that cradle. He's got to break the grip of Boating. He rolls through, and Elliott Ryan is belly down right now. We may get a stalemate. Yes, we do. And we got somebody going back to the blood table. So here we go again, Mr. Jamie Vasky. Let's take a short time out while they get this blood taken care of. We got some great sponsors we want to pay some attention to. We'll be right back with more hold-by-hold action from the well on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Welcome back into the Wells Fargo Arena as we're back to action here. It's 7-3 now in favor of Elliott Ryan as Ryan gives up the escape there as we're back to action 7-3, but Elliott Ryan still leading this match 7-3, into now 9-3 after a 2-point takedown by Elliott Ryan as we're in the third period. So a 1-point escape. 1-point escape for Drew Boating and a 2-point takedown for Elliott Ryan has our score now.
Jamie, you're thinking let him up right here. 32 seconds left. And what do you got to lose here? But the Elliott Ryan is going to try. Maybe he's trying to cradle him up. We said that earlier this morning, let him up, and the next thing we knew, we saw a cradle come and back points. So I guess we'll let the guys wrestle. They know what they're doing down there. It's easy for us to coach from the bleachers.
Have to correct, that was a 1-point escape at the end of the second period to make it 9-3. A 2-point reversal for Elliott Ryan has the score 9-3. 17 seconds left to go in this match.
And just on our cue, Jamie, Elliott Ryan threw a crossface cradle on Boding and was ready to turn him, and Boding stretched that right leg out and broke the grip, but that's what he was looking for. So he's got some good stuff in his offensive arsenal, and that's a nice win for Elliott Ryan, 9-3. You know, that's 6 points, 8 points. I'd like to see that 8 points come, but for a major decision. But they'll take 6, and they'll take 3 points. So going to go up to weight class 152 now. And the Chase Straw will take the mat. He's 2-0 on the day today with 2 falls.
So now Independence has won 2 matches. Independence has won 2 matches, and New Hampton has won just 1. That's going to make our team score 7-3 now in favor of the Mustangs, as we do go up to weight class 152, where we will see Chase Straw for Independence. And Chase Straw get his opponent here.
In the program, Jamie, they've got Adam Werzer listed. He's a junior at 12 and 29. But he's a fine-looking junior. You know, very physical, short, muscular, and very, very quick, as Chase Straw was in on a single, and Werzer popped right up and kicked his leg out of it. But Chase Straw going right to work on the cow catcher. Front headlock on Werzer, snapped him down, now trying to hip him to his back. And we're seeing a little bit of strength from Werzer right here. Seeing a lot of strength from Chase Straw, too, as he's trying to throw Werzer to his back. Now he's going to snap him down and spin, try to pick up that first 2-point takedown. Now drive cradle by Straw. And Jamie, he's got a lot of offense.
Yeah, he does. And, you know, it's amazing what he does have, because you can see he's going to get the fall there in 45 seconds. But, you know, every time out, it's a different move, a different pinning combination for Chase Straws. He's going to put the Mustangs up 13-3 now. But, you know, like you said, all the stuff that he has in his arsenal there for offense. You know, he snapped. Normally you might see him spin around and try to pick up a couple more takedowns, but that drive cradle was looking him in the face, and he picks it up, gets the fall. He's going to put the Mustangs up 13-3, moving up to weight class 160.
Jamie, over on mat number 1, you're seeing the future, you're seeing one of the Paulson brothers from Woodbury Central, the future Iowa lineman, Landon Paulson. And,
so which one is wrestling?
Levi's wrestling in the traditional tournament. I think they switched from last year. They were both here last year. They trade.
Oh, they're Class 1A.
They're Class 1A, and he is a mountain of a man down there, and future Hawkeye offensive lineman.
They both are, correct?
Yes, they are. Yep.
Yeah, they both signed to play offensive line for the university, or play lineman for the University of Iowa, signed with Kirk Ferentz and company. As you mentioned, both of them the same weight. Landon got to wrestle at the state tournament. They alternate matches. Landon got to wrestle at the state meet last year. Levi got to wrestle in the state duels this year. They flip-flop, and Levi Paulson is the one that gets to wrestle the state tournament this season.
Yeah, so they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch wrestle. Well, we got quite a match here at weight class 160.
I think this isn't Jake Jewell. I think this is Holt.
Yeah, this is Nick Holt. This is Nick Holt, but he's taking on Cole Denner. Denner is a junior at 40-9. So quite a match taking place here. They've got this listed at 170, Jamie. So was there a forfeit in there?
There must have been.
Is there a forfeit that we missed? They got Independence leading 19-3.
Yes.
So
it was Jake Jewell. Jake Jewell at 160 picks up a forfeit.
And Nick Holt is taking on Cole Denner. Cole Denner is listed at 160. But Denner moving up to wrestle Nick Holt. Hold out early with a nice takedown. Got in on that single leg takedown and picked it up on the edge of the mat for a trip and for a 2-point takedown. Now we go back to center. And an inside by Holt. You can see a little size differentiation right here. Size difference. You know, you've got you get your growth allowance and your weight in this morning, so you got some fluids in you. So there's a pretty good weight difference right here. Could be 10 to 12 pounds. And you're seeing that body size right now. As Holt is much larger than Denner. Denner, a 40 match winner here. All right.
This is Cole Denner.
Cole Denner, yep. 40-9 is listed in the program, Jamie.
Oh, okay.
They've got him 14-3 up there. I've got him 40-9 in the program, so don't know which is right.
Yeah.
They do have Holt right at 32-10.
Yeah.
So stand up by Denner, and we're probably going to get a caution. Or let's see what we're going to get. Going to get a caution. So that was our assistant referee. Stop that before it could start. And now here's a set by Denner. Holt starts on the left, hops over to the right, stand up by Denner. Holt drops in on a double and takes Denner back down to the mat. And back to action we go, 20 seconds. 20 seconds left to go in the first period. Another stand up by Denner. Holt gets a little sloppy with the front trip and finally gets Denner corralled. And back down to the mat goes Cole Denner.
5 seconds left to go in this first period as Holt is going to take a 2-0 lead into the second period. It's going to be Denner's choice. He's going to defer over to Holt. Holt is going to go down to start this second period with a 2-0 lead. So Independence, again, leading this dual meet right now after that forfeit, 19-3. As we continue here at weight class 170.
All right, just underway, period number 2. There's a nice stand-up by Nick Holt. Gets to his feet. And Denner drops in on a single with his head to the outside. Nice cross face by Holt. He picks up the near ankle and lifts it and takes Denner to the mat. Picks up a 2-point reversal. It's now 4-0. 1:34 left to go in this second period. Just underway, one weight class 170. So Nick Holt being very physical, getting himself ready to go for a tough day tomorrow. Again, the individual tournament will start tomorrow. And Jamie, one thing we haven't talked about yet in the state duels is, everything that you practice, there's a lift and return by Holt, everything you practice for up to this point, your target is this weekend. If you're qualified for the state duels, you open it up here, and then you wrestle. There's going to be a stalling against Holt for riding parallel, and Coach Doyle is just beside himself. Holt trying to work inside wrists, and Coach Doyle has his hands on top of his head. Now he puts his head down just beside himself on that call. There's a stand-up by Denner, and Holt's going to let him loose before he gets called for another stalling. So good decision there. There's an elbow pass by Denner. He drops in on a single. Again, his head's to the outside. Nice crossface by Holt. Holt now with good hip action in on Denner. Might have a cradle locked up. He does. Now he's got to break the grip of Denner and get himself back behind. 28 seconds left to go. And we're going to get a stalemate. Back to action. Good shot by Cole Denner. Shot that high crotch. His head to the outside. He did not cut across to a double, which made it easy for Nick Holt to counter. 19 seconds left to go. Second period, 4-1 lead by Holt.
Nick Holt is another one you'd like to see him as he's going to get in on a double leg and pick up. I was just about to say he's another one of those Mustangs that, his season's done today. So you'd really like to see him start building on this lead and pick up a major decision and get those 4 points or get that fall. Do whatever it takes here to get those bonus points here in this last duel.
Yeah, you're right. Talk about putting the feed bag on. There's probably a young man that's put the feed bag on. Trying to get rehydrated and nourishment up in between matches today. So just underway. There's a stand-up by Denner. Holt's going to shove him free. And we're going back to neutral. Again, the Mustangs taking the lead here, 19-3. Doing a fine job. There's a Kelly by Holt. Drops in on Denner. He picks up a 2-point takedown. Lost the arm. So Denner rolls back to his stomach. No back points there. And Holt's going to cut him loose again. No escape as Denner did not break free. Holt drops back down on trying to set up a drive cradle. Now he's going to let him loose. And there's a 1-point escape by Denner. 8-3 is your score. 1:19 left in this match. Independence starting this off with a major decision by Drew Davis, and they're keeping their foot on the gas pedal right now. And after that sluggish start this morning against Creston, Independence has picked up the pace a little bit, and that's always good to see. Sweep single by Holt in deep, cuts across to a double. Gonna try to get her off the mat, switches off to a single again. Back trip by Holt, picks up a 2-point takedown. And now he's going to cut Denner loose, 10-4. 48 seconds left. Nice work on his feet is Nick Holt right here. He's doing a really, really good job of switching sides and switching angles. And Cole Denner from New Hampton has not had an answer to Nick Holt on his feet yet. Snap and spin by Holt as Denner made a long shot. Hard crossface again by Holt as Denner grabs the right leg.
Got to get this one. If you're Nick Holt, you got to come around back and pick up the 2. Hook the ankle. You've got it. There's a 2-point takedown for Nick Holt. His 5th of the match, and he leads at 12-5 here, or 12-4. A major decision with 15 seconds left to go in this match.
Yeah, that was a nice takedown there. Nice series of moves by Nick Holt to pick up that major decision. And again, we talked about the number of bonus points that Independence scored in their last duel against Clear Lake. Yeah, they're picking up where they left off, and that's a good sign. 9 seconds. They don't want to give up a point here. There's a stand-up by Denner. Nice job by Holt. Pick up the ankle. Standing Granby by Denner. And Holt's going to grab onto his waist, and no points there. That's a solid match, Jamie.
Yeah, it really is. You get the major decision at tack on 4 more points, 12-4 major decision. It's going to make the score 23-3 right now in favor of Independence. And their 5th win of this dual meet already.
And that's something to build on right there. For Nick Holt, he's only a junior. He will be back for senior campaign. They'll be expecting big things out of him next year, and that's a good way to end the season for him. Disappointed he didn't make the state tournament, but a good way to end his junior season.
Well, it is, and he had it was kind of anybody's match to win there at the districts. They were tied up late in that match with him and Coy Russell from West Delaware, and Russell hit that last shot and was able to get the win with that last shot. So Nick Holt is a great wrestler, and he's going to be back next year, and he's going to be forced to be reckoned with here as we move up to weight class 182, and it's going to be Logan Williams, another indie wrestler that was right there in making the state tournament, coming up just short, and he just missed a wrestle back as he's going to come out here and he's taking on Alex Lukes, and that's going to be a 2-point takedown to start this match off by Logan Williams. Again, our dual meet score 23-3. Drew Davis with a 10-2 major decision to start this thing off. Tanner Erickson-Dale was beaten by Ryan Gorman 7-2. Elliott Ryan with a 9-3 win over Drew Boating at 145. At 152, it was Chase Straw with a 45-second fall over Adam Werzer. Jake Jewell picked up a forfeit at 160 pounds. And Nick Holt with that 12-4 major decision brings us to weight class 182 with Logan Williams up 2-0 with a minute left to go in the first period over Alex Lukes. 23-3 our score. Independence 5 wins so far in this dual meet.
And Jamie Lukes is a senior coming in here at 29-15. So having a good year. Having a good year is Alex Lukes. Logan Williams over to the blood corner there, and the training staff taking a look at him, and nothing real serious as our referee cut the blood time. So we'll be back to action shortly. First period, weight class 182. And Lukes will be down on the mat. Logan Williams will be riding and looking for some more. So here we go. First set, second set, there's the whistle. Nice stand up by Lukes. Tight waist, far ankle by Williams. And he's going to front trip. Luke's back down to the mat, comes up with a headlock on a spiral ride. Going to try to throw Luke's to his back. And Luke's has to reach up and pull the half Nelson off, so Williams goes to an inside wrist on the right, chop with the left. 39 seconds left to go. So nice job of Logan Williams to stop that first move of Alex Lukes. Nice job by Logan Williams as he goes to an inside wrist on the right, rolls the wrist out, goes to a bar arm. He's got that arm across the back of Lukes, and Lukes is going to belly down and free that arm. Now Williams is going to try to stack him up on the left side with a tight waist chop and a tilt, and once again Lukes rolls through. So Logan Williams wrestling very, very aggressively right here. And again, Jamie, Logan Williams, a senior, and this will be his last match in that Independence uniform. And he's had a solid career for Coach Doyle.
Well, he really has, and now he's got a chance to help his team out, help the team. He's a senior, like you mentioned, help this team out, and trying to finish in 5th place here at the state duels. But he's going to go over to the blood corner right now. They've got some blood on the mat, so they're going to get that cleaned up. We'll take another short break, and we'll come back with the rest of this 5th place match right here. You're listening to it on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back in as Logan Williams has a chicken wing locked up on the right side of Alex Lukes. He's not going to run it over, but 1:30 left to go in this second period, and now he's going to try to tilt it and stack him up. Luke's doing a good job right now of fighting that off. That pressure on the right arm, they're going to get potentially dangerous on Logan Williams. So with 1:21 left to go in the second period, Logan Williams with a 2-1 lead. We're back here, 2-0 lead. Independence leading this dual meet 23-3 as they try to come out of here in 5th place today, try to go 2-1, finish 2-1 on the day as they started off with a loss to Crescent Orion Maxburg in that first duel, as the score in that one was 37-18, and then they defeated Clear Lake 50-20 in their second duel of the day to get into this 5th place match. As we can also take a look at some of the other scores. Dayton New Hartford leading Woodbury Central 36-33. It's Logan Magnolia 24, Lisbon 15. Central Lyon George Little Rock leading Clear Lake right now 24-19. It's North Scott Eldridge leading Valley West Des Moines 37-9. And Dowling Catholic leading Johnston 30-6. That is in the 5th place match in Class 3A.
Well, Jamie, we're back to action here. We've got the blood taken care of, and Logan Williams doing a fine job up on top riding. Just as we say that, might be a 1-point escape. Might not be a 1-point escape. After all that action, maybe not even a change of position. A switch attempt by Lukes. There's a 1-point escape by Lukes. Switch attempt by Lukes. And it looked like he was going to cover up Logan Williams for 2 and back points, and somehow Williams got his hips up and avoided some big-time moves.
Yeah, he did, and nice job there by him. Now he's got a 2-1 lead with 12 seconds left. So if anything, if you're Logan Williams right now, don't quit wrestling here. Don't give up just because you've only got a couple seconds left in this period.
Now we're going to go to the third period. It's a 2-1 lead by Williams, and he will choose down. to start this third period. And here we go. Pretty good crowd here today, Jamie. These are 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th place matches. Pretty good crowd. I imagine for this next session we'll have a even bigger crowd with our finalist teams coming in. All right, 145 inside stand up by Williams. He's going to split the hands of Lukes, pop his hips and turn and face him and score a 1-point escape, making the score now 3-1 with a minute and a half left to go in this match. Sweep single by Williams in deep. Got to keep your feet moving. He's going to switch across, cut across to a double. And no points yet as Lukes is stuffing the head of Williams. Williams is trying to pick up that right knee. Lukes went around the backside of Williams. Scramble situation. Williams now coming out the back door of Lukes. He's going to step through and hit a leg turk, cover the hips up of Lukes and pick up a 2-point takedown, making the score 5-1. That was a great job. Great action right there by Logan Williams. He came into the tournament at 22-14. So again, not qualifying for the individual tournament, but he's getting his final match in as a Independence Mustang. And again, a fine one he is at that. Granby roll by Lukes. He's going to pick up a 1-point escape, and it quickly goes on the attack on Williams. Tries to snap Williams down and hit him with the cow catcher. And Williams has to face off, square him off. Williams trying to dump him with the Kelly. And I'm not sure who's going to score points. No points here yet. Williams in great position to score. And he's got a reverse cradle in on Lukes. It goes to his head. He's going to pick up the 2-point takedown. They got the Chickasaws up out of their chairs there. 5 seconds left, and that's a solid match. One of the best we've seen Williams wrestle, Jamie.
Yeah, it is. And, he's going to pick up that 7-2 win, put the Mustangs up now 26-3 again already. 7 matches, and they've got 6 wins. So, you talk about getting bonus points. You talk about building on your leads and getting those bonus points. But I tell you what, one of the biggest things you can do is just win, and that's what the Mustangs are doing right now.
And we're going to move up to weight class 195, and New Hampton is showing an open weight, but this will not be an open weight.
And this isn't going to be Matt McMillan either.
It's going to be Jason Grover.
Sitting behind Coach Lochran and Coach Doyle over there in the corner. So
it's going to be Jason Grover taking on Arian Day. And Arian Day is 8-15. He's listed at 182. So Jason Grover weighing in at 195, and he's been wrestling a lot at 220, giving up a lot of weight. But I'm telling you what, you talk about a guy that sacrifices for the team.
I think he's wrestled at, I guess, just 220, and I was thinking he wrestled heavy. He has wrestled at heavyweight this season as well. So
he's just done a super fantastic job for the Mustangs, and he's got that whatever it takes attitude, and he's quickly in on a double leg blast, and Day on a counter, and Grover's going to cover him up for a takedown. That's a nice shot, nice finish. Got in there deep, finished it. And I look for Jason Grover to score a bunch of back points here before this match is over. Gets a little high with his right. Arian Day pops his hips up, and Grover gives him a shove free. 1-point escape now for Day. So Grover goes right back to work. Jason Grover should like dropping down and wrestling 195, Jamie, after giving up all that weight at 220. This should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. You don't have that weight to contend with that you did at 220. As he's going to pick up another takedown, he's going to take a 4-1 lead now. So nice job starting to open up here by Jason Grover, looking for I think he's got a half Nelson and half Nelson with a bar arm. Coach Lochran telling him to turn him in. That's great. That's great right there. You got him on the edge of the mat, Arian Gray. He just turns him in and points him back into the mat to the inside. Now he's picking up near fall points. He should get the fall. It's got to be there. There it is. 131.
Arian Day could not bridge. He was basically kicking his legs. And that's a nice match by the senior. And again, a nice career, finishing out his career. He's going to get a handshake and a pat on the back from his coaches, and tell you what, that's exactly like what you want to see.
What is that's going to give the Mustangs now a 32-13 lead as we have. We're going to see Matt McMillan at weight class 220.
They've got Noah Hop listed in our program, Jamie. He's a sophomore at 32-15. So Matt McMillan losing a very hard-fought match to Creston this morning. Lost in overtime. And he came back against Clear Lake and dominated that match. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off and start revving that engine, getting ready for tomorrow. Rev that engine and get it ready to fire on all cylinders tomorrow. You don't want to be 2 and done tomorrow, Jamie.
Yeah, I wonder if this is any relation to Logan Hop, the heavyweight we saw from New Hampton a few years ago. As I believe was that Carl Dean Brookhammer that wrestled Logan Hop all the time, and it was always kind of a brawl of a match. Is back here, this is Noah Hop. He's a junior for New Hampton. Matt McMillan again, a junior for Independence at 37-6.
Logan Hop, fine heavyweight for the Upper Iowa Peacocks, Jamie. So he took his skills to the next level there, and he's doing a very fine job at Fayette. All right, 58 seconds, and then Hop and McMillan. McMillan and Grover switching spots in the lineup. And looking for matchups, Jamie. And that is what is important here. Getting your best match. You got to stretch that left arm of Hop out and pick him up and take him off. So we got to go circle back in, go back to the center. McMillan doing a nice job snapping the hack and forth up with that snap by Hop as McMillan was giving Hop straight arms. 21 seconds left to go. Hop in the staggered stance, left leg. McMillan in that square. Independence has, we've seen a lot of square stance by the Mustangs. 13 seconds left to go. Period number 1, weight class 220. We started at 32. We're going to finish at weight class 126, so we have 3-4 left to go in this duel. There's a nice arm drag by Matt McMillan. Jamie, that's a nice shot. Let's see that shot in about 30 seconds instead of 10 seconds.
Well, and now you talk about how Jason Grover enjoyed being down, going down underneath and bumping down a weight class to wrestle the lighter guys. Now they got McMillan. He's sitting there wrestling a heavier guy as a 195-pounder. So, but you know what? I'm sure, the Mustangs have moved him around a little bit this year as well, and he's no stranger to wrestling up. And, he takes that challenge head on.
Well, he does, and he does a nice job with it. Noah Hop, a sophomore. Again, New Hampton, only 2 seniors on their team. We saw Alex Luke, see Lincoln Weber at 285. Other than that, they are freshmen, juniors, and sophomores. 6 sophomores in the lineup, 4 juniors, and 1 freshman. So a lot of youth in that Chickasaw lineup. So we will be looking for things next out of the as they return 12 out of their 14 wrestlers. 111 by McMillan, and he got right back to his feet and now going right back to work on a lot of pushing and shoving. And again, let's go right back to the shots that he had at that end of the first period.
Final results from mat number 3.
One thing I like about coming down here, Jamie, when you go to the
36.
There's a 2-point takedown, a throw by McMillan. He hits Hop with a throw by, then a lift and return by McMillan. He picks up 2. One thing I like about coming down here, Jamie, when you go to playoff games, football games, you get an opportunity to watch. It's a lot of fun. We come down here to see what some other teams do as warm-ups. You're watching Bettendorf on the they've got both mats to our left getting some of their warm-ups in, and it's just interesting to watch them.
It is, and you and I were down at Cedar Rapids Jefferson last Wednesday, and the Jayhawks were doing backflips. I mean, and not just a couple of them. I mean, it was more than half the team. They do a cartwheel and then end in a backflip or flip flop, whatever it was, and it just it was impressive to see them warm up like that and do those backflips and have so many guys capable of doing that. But down here, you see them covered in two mats, and they're all basically moving the same way at the same time.
All right, 39 seconds left to go. McMillan up on top of Hop. He's got Hop belly down, chicken wing on the left side, inside wrist on the right. Now he's going to try to scoop the right arm, maybe a double chicken wing. He's going to block the right arm. He's got Hop on his back. He's not going to pick up, see if he picks up two out of that. He did pick up two. Got a quick two count from our official out of that nice chicken wing. Hop was stacked up, and McMillan could not tee out on him, could not get his chest up on top, so Hop rolled through, but it's a 2-point near fall, making more 5-0, 7 seconds to go in the second period. McMillan now showing some aggressiveness as he puts a cross body right in and underhooks the left arm and hooks the chin with his right arm and tries to pull Hop back to a tilt, but he's going to run out of time. Neutral to start the third. So here we go. So Matt McMillan can hit another one of those very nice throw-bys. He's got that down to a science. He's just kind of waiting on arm drag by McMillan into a single. Sweet arm drag by Matt McMillan as Hop gave him a straight arm. He grabbed it, hit him with an arm drag, dropped in on a single, picked it up in front trip, and a 2-point takedown, making it 7-0, 139 left to go. And off the edge of the mat, they got to go back to the center to get a restart. Set, McMillan will ride the left side by McMillan. See if he can set up that inside. Comes to a very nice stand-up, a knee slide. Now we're going back to neutral, 7-1, 116 left to go. Period number 3, weight class 220. If you're just joining us, this is the medal rounds, so to speak, the placement rounds for our dual team tournament. Independence and New Hampton fighting for 5th and 6th. At 7 o'clock tonight, we'll see the championship matches and the 3rd and 4th place matches. 49 seconds left to go. McMillan neutral. Hop neutral. And this man slowed down to a crawl right now. And a Hop behind by 6, but not showing any signs of any type of aggressiveness at all. I think he's just trying to
avoid the major right now. And I think McMillan's coming out. He gave up that escape to try to get the major, and he's going to get it with that 2-point takedown. Now, nice, just dove in at the double leg and wrapped him up and pulled him in and picked it up for a 2-point takedown. He leads it now 9-1. 24 seconds left to go in this match for Matt McMillan, who leads at 9-1. The Mustangs are up 32-12 in this dual meet.
Well, that's a lesson about sitting around, Jamie. We talk about protecting the lead, building the lead, sitting on the lead, and or sitting when you're behind. And Logan Hop got caught sitting there, and Matt McMillan took perfect advantage of the flat feet of Hop and finished that double. And he's going to pick up an extra bonus point there with a 9-1 major decision. So 4 bonus points for the Mustangs, making our score 36-3.
So that's 9-2 was the final, or 9-1.
9-1. Nice major decision. So we'll go up to weight class 285 and Lincoln Weber for the Chickasaws. He's 22-22, taking on Brett Bowers, who I believe is 9-5, 10-4, 10-5, something in there. Injured early in the season, had to sit out. Now came back just in time to wrestle at the sectional meet and the district meet, and just coming up short of qualifying for the Mustangs. So this will be his last match in that independent singlet. So, Jamie, those last matches are always kind of melancholy. You know, you have a chance to look back at your career. You have a chance to look forward. And, you know, a lot of emotions after you finally take that singlet off for the last time.
Well, it is. And, you know, you just, you know, you got to really soak up the moment, especially down here at the state duel, you know, to, you know, cherish that opportunity to be able to wrestle in the state duels and wrestle your final match in this arena in the state duels and with a chance to help your team advance their placing.
There's a duck under by Bowers. He has Weber down on the mat. And Weber, as Bowers hit him with that duck under, Weber tried to headlock Bowers, and he slipped off, so that made it easy for Bowers to cover the hips of Weber. And now Bowers working a crossface from left to right. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 matches left here. 106, 113, 120, 126. Again, this may be the last duel again, Jamie. Looking around the other 4, I guess there's 3 are done with 3 left to go. 1 point escape by Weber as Bowers just basically cut him loose. 12 seconds left to go. And we're going to go in the second period, and we'll see whose choice it is. He has the Chickasaws from New Hampton have the green leg bands on. There's a throw by attempt by Weber from New Hampton. And it's going to be Weber's choice. He's going to defer over to Bowers, and Bowers is going to choose down. So if you're Brett Bowers, you got to work some hand control, get back to your feet. 2-point reversal would be huge. But to any points, there's a cross body ride by Weber on the left side. He puts the left leg in on Bowers. Now a power half Nelson on the right. A lot of leverage there by the big guy from New Hampton. He gets his hips a little bit sloppy. Brett Bowers is trying to elevate to a tripod, trying to get to a tripod. And Bowers is hanging on, or excuse me, Weber is hanging on for dear life. And let's get a stalemate. Thank you very much. As Weber was hanging on, and Bowers could not get tips up any higher than they were.
With the wrestlers on mats 1,
all right, 133, second period. I'd like to see Bowers get to his feet, Jamie. He's kind of sitting around, and I don't say you sit around. Someday you won't be around, and you know you got to move.
Nice job there.
Movement.
Nice job there by Bowers getting in 1 point escape. Go up 3-1 now with 1:15 left to go, but got to start working and building on that lead.
With the collar tie with the left, retie by Weber with his left. Again, both wrestlers trying to work a duck under or a shuck or a snap down or a duck under of some sort. Throw by attempt by Bowers, he missed it. And Weber squares him up. 52 seconds left to go, second period. Weight class 285. Looks like Lisbon and Logan Magnolia are about weight class 113 or something down that way. And we've got injury timeout on mat number 6. The Johnston and Western Warren Dowling Catholic trying to finish up there. 31 seconds left to here. News up 3-1. We're going to go to the third period here pretty quick. And we're going to get potentially dangerous here. As Weber from New Hampton was underneath the chin of Bowers. Bowers, that looked like it ticked him off a little bit, Jamie. Bowers came with about 4 or 5 good snaps to the head of Weber. And throw by attempt by Weber. These guys are getting after it now. Time's going to run out. These guys are really going after it. Some nice shucks, some nice snaps. It's going to be Weber's choice. He's going to choose down. So Brett Bowers is 2 minutes away from a win here at weight class 285. And there's a Granby roll by Weber. And he kicks his legs free. He sits out now, faces Bowers, stands up. And Bowers has nowhere else to do but push him free. So it's going to be a 1 point escape. It's now 3-2. Still in favor of the 285 pounder from Independence, Brett Bowers. 134 and counting. So we'll see if Bowers kind of for Weber to make if he stays aggressive. And here's that thing, Jamie. You know, if you're Bowers, you can't sit back too much and get called for stalling.
No, you can't. And you've got a 1-point lead, so it's time to, don't shoot yourself out of a match, but you have that opportunity here to circle and make yourself look like you're still, producing that action and working hard here, and you'll be fine getting on top. But right there, I didn't like, coming in here right there is Weber dove in on that shot, and Bowers had a chance to snap and spin around behind and get two. Take advantage of that.
Well, you're exactly right, and you missed the opportunity to snap and spin. So we're going back to neutral. 3-2 is your score. With the Bowers in front, 41 seconds left. Our official talking to both wrestlers about forcing some action right here. Neutral position, hard collar tied by both wrestlers. There's a shuck attempt by Weber. Lincoln Weber, 22 and 22, coming into the dual team tournament here. 18 seconds left. New Hampton in their opening match here, facing Davenport Assumption and losing 57-14. Then they took on Central Line George Little Rock, and New Hampton won that in a tight one, 40-36. So
went out of bounds with 1 second left.
All right, that's going to do it right there. That's a good win by Bowers. Once again, you get a senior from Independence finishing his career on a high note. That's a match. Looking back, you can say, hey, you know what? I won my last match, and I won it at the Wells Fargo Arena, helping Independence to this 5th place finish, hopefully.
Well, I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4 matches left. I don't think they can't win.
Can't do it mathematically. 4 times 6 is 24. 24 and 3 is 27. So New Hampton cannot win this duel. This is a really good 106-pounder for New Hampton. It's Noah Fye. He's 39 and 2. And he's got
I think a lot of people are predicting him to be in the final Saturday night.
Well, he's the real deal, and he's got Jarrett Orr on his back as he snapped him down and hit him with that cow catcher. Hit a nice high bridge by Jarrett Orr. He's going to find his stomach. And then Noah Fye is back to work. 39 and 2 coming into the tournament. So he's a good one. He's only a freshman too, Jamie. So again, a lot of youth. We've seen a lot of youth through the course of this year, Jamie. We've seen teams, with the exception of Independence, they've got a number of seniors in their lineup. But a lot of the teams we've covered this year are very youthful. So a lot of good kids coming back. A good junior, good sophomore class in the state of Iowa right now with a lot of good wrestlers.
Well, there certainly is, and it's going to be fun to watch in the next few years. Watching these kids grow up and see what they can do moving forward and getting to that next level here, and turning into your state championships. And there's a fall for Noah Fye, minute 32. So the Independence Mustangs lose their first match since the second match of this dual meet.
That was a very, very nice inside wrist and a half Nelson by Fye, and he loaded Jarrett Orr up on his hip, and that took him right to his back. And tell you what, he was flat, and it didn't take long for our official to slap the mat. So we're going to move up to weight class 106, and we'll see if they send Connor Cleveland to the mat. He's 42 and 2. I imagine that they will. For New Hampton, Connor Cleveland, he is 42 and 2, and he is a tough hombre also. And he'll be taking on Taylor Wolfcool. Taylor Wolfcool, another one of the seniors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Independent, 6 seniors in their lineup. So, tell you what, Independence has a lot of experience, and these kids have something to remember. A nice bear hug by Cleveland as he shot in on a double, climbed the body of Wolfcool, locked up a bear hug, And he had Wolfcool bent over backwards, but off the edge of the mat. So no points, no takedown points, no back points there. But that was a very nice bear hug by Cleveland. Wolfcool dives in on a single. No setup. He just drops in on a single. Not sure that you want to do that on Connor Cleveland, Jamie.
No, you don't. And, that was Connor Cleveland was the big talk last weekend around the state, as he didn't even make it to the state tournament. He got beaten out in his district, kind of an upset. Two good kids, and Connor Cleveland coming into districts was ranked number 3. So, didn't even make it to state.
No, and again, he's not the first one that's happened to. That's wrestling. You get caught looking past. You get to that sectional tournament, and it's one match at a time because crazy things happen. And he's one of the casualties. But I'll tell you what, you learn from it. You get better by it. And he's fortunate enough that he has another season left. .32 seconds left to go. Cleveland 2-1, trying to make it 4-1. Taylor Wolfcool draped over the top of Cleveland. Cleveland high legs over now. He's got Wolfcool on his back, and there's the fall in 141. Connor Cleveland will load Taylor Wolfcool up. Boy, out of that scramble situation, Cleveland comes out on top up. He blocked his head and shoulders with his thigh and then stacked him up. And tell you one where to go, but to his back. And a nice fall there by Connor Cleveland. And his 2014-15 season will be over as far as competing for the Chickasaws. I'm sure he's one of those that does a lot of wrestling in the summer. But he will not be down here anymore this weekend to wrestle. He'll probably be down here to watch some of his teammates, not down here to wrestle. Making our score 39-15. And we're going to weight class 120. And out quickly, Keaton Gertz is 38-9. And this is Mitch Evans. This should be a whale of a match, but Gertz right on the whistle. There's a nice switch by Evans, but off the edge of the mat they go. So that shot by Gertz caught Evans by surprise, and then now you're down by 2, and you got to get back to work.
We're asking you to please be down in that 7-8 area only.
Switch by Evans, re-switch by Gertz. Evans catches the left leg of Gertz as he tries to stay behind the hips. We'll see if Evans can turn this into some points. Trying to put a cross body right in. He does. His fell off the hips of Evans. Gertz got a half Nelson on the right, power half Nelson on the right, double legs by Gertz. He's trying to get some back points, and not happening as Evans stays belly down. Gertz with the power half Nelson on the right side. And now he kicks his legs free, and he goes back to anchor. He sits on the left ankle sits over the left ankle and puts the leg back in, sits over the ankle of Mitch Evans, puts a leg cross body right leg, leg back in. And Evans countered the pressure that Keaton has applied. That's a lot of pressure right there, James, with that crossbody right.
And Gertz comes in here. He's ranked number 8 in the state at weight class 120. So and he's actually beat some really good kids today. And who did they all wrestle today? I know he knocked off kids from both of his teams against Davenport Assumption. He defeated Jake. He didn't wrestle Jacob Fensky, but then again, Central Lion, he wrestled another. He's actually here today.
Well, that's what you're after. When you come down here, it's all about team, and that's what you preach. As a coach, this is it's an interesting situation when you qualify for the team duels because you're trying to get your team ready, but you've also got some individuals that have qualified for the individual tournament. So you're trying to get those. You're trying to polish up those individuals at the same time, Jamie. So it's a very fine line here. Nice Granby roll by Gertz. He's going to hip heist, and he's going to hip heist and pick up a 2-point reversal. Very, very nice Granby roll. And that's the third or fourth Granby that we've seen the New Hampton Chickasaws hit. Now Gertz reaches through, traps that left arm of Mitch Evans between his legs. He's got a ball and chain set up. Evans has to go belly down. Gertz in a Turk now. He's going to go to cross face, far shoulder, and Evans has to kick that leg free. Now Gertz gets a little bit high. Evans might be able to pick up a 2-point reversal here, maybe a 1 point. Gertz now is going to try to headlock Evans. And Evans has to pull his head out. Gertz has the head of Mitch Evans very, very tight here. Gertz trying to high leg over. Evans might come out of here with a 2-point reversal, and he does. Good scramble there, Jamie, by Evans.
It was a nice job. You know, it looked like he threw that headlock and he was going to go over, but he did a great job of just ducking his head and not giving up that reversal and or the near fall, I should say, and cutting that lead in half, now 4-2, where it would have been real easy to just lay down there.
He's going to tie it up because he just tilted Gertz with a leg cradle, and it's 2-2. It's going to be 4-4. It's 2-point near fall. Evans gets a little bit high now riding, and Gertz might reach out and grab his right leg and pull him underneath. Now Gertz trying to high leg over. Evans has to be careful here. 29 set tied up at 4s. That's a nice job of Evans. He got his hips back up, and he's still in that shallowest position. He has his left leg trapped in between the right leg of Gertz. And I'd like to see him kick that leg out. There you go. Kicks that leg out. Now he can go back to it. He's got an inside wrist on the right, tight waist on the left. Working a nice ride here with 3 seconds. That's a really solid, really good period there, Jamie, for Mitch Evans.
No, it really was. And, you know, he just not only getting that reversal instead of giving up near fall, he gets the reversal and near fall of his own to tie it up at 4. So one more period here. They're going to start on their feet. You know, Gertz got that first takedown in that early in that match, but it's time to he's got to try to go back to work on his feet here.
Well, there's Evans trying to hit Gertz, and that's a nice job by Evans. Gertz tried to roll him through, and Evans kicked his leg through. There's a fall.
No, he's not.
I think his pride is hurt, Jamie.
Wow, nice job by
Mitch
Evans. Great job. He just laid there lifeless, it looked like.
He did. I think he's stunned that he ended up in that position. You know, Evans had a headlock locked up and tried to hit Gertz. He wasn't in great position to throw the headlock and tried to hit Gertz with it. And Gertz was ready to roll him through, and Evans kicked the leg free, and it ended up on top. And tell you what, that Gertz went back flat, and I'm telling you what, that was a great job by Mitch Evans. And again, Jamie, there's another fine wrestler independents that did not qualify for the individual tournament. He's finished his career here today. I said earlier, I think he went 3-0 on the day, so that's a great way to the Mustangs.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, Mitch Evans has done a great job here for the Mustangs. He's been to the state meet, and, you know, just he came up short on his goal this season, but, you know, a great career by Mitch Evans.
Well, we'll see. This is Seth House for the Mustangs and Tyler Shatek. And he is a junior. He's 23-5. Keaton Gertz was 38, and his backup is Tyler Shatek at 23-5. So Shatek with a double leg takedown on House to take an early 2-0 lead. Be pretty nice, Jamie, to have a 23-5 backup.
Yeah,
that you can put in there.
Wouldn't it, though?
And when your starter's 38-9, you got a 23-5 backup. That's a lot of depth in your lineup, and that's a lot of good wrestling in your wrestling room. Nice stand up by House for a 1-point escape. And Shatek basically, there's a nice elbow pass by House. Let's see if House can hit him with that Kelly. He's got a pretty good one. He's going to try to dump him and off the edge of the mat. You know, we've got last 2 matches here. We start at 4:30, about an hour and a half long. There's Shatek with a low single on House. House around the head of Shatek is going to try to scoop underneath the right arm and pitch him to his back. Shatek has to back out. I like what House is doing. Now as he backed out, he's working that head of Shatek. Shatek, another one of those tall, lean, lanky Chickasaws. When you wrestle a guy that long, Jamie, it gives you a good target. But those tall guys got long levers. Sometimes it's very difficult to finish a move there. Shot by House, reshot by Shatek. 36 seconds left. Get the last match of this duel. And we are in neutral position. Tyler Shatek for New Hampton, leading 2-1. The Independence Mustangs up 45-15. Again, last time these guys wrestled, Independence was a 48-30 winner. So 48-30. So the Independence Mustangs doing a little bit better this duel. There's House with a nice single. Then he's going to pick up a double leg takedown. That's a nice cut across by House. Doesn't make the New Hampton coaches very happy. He's going to go over there and talk to his wrestler. And Coach Nick Heeman not very pleased with his junior. That's Seth House. That again, Jamie. Look at the time. There was about 4 seconds left to go on the clock, and House finished that shot. Now he's got a 3-2 advantage going into 2.
And I think Coach Heeman was over there saying, you've got to wrestle until the whistle blows, but he made up for it there as he's going to pick up a very quick 2-point reversal to go up 4-3 on Seth House. But a nice job there, by Seth House wrestling all the way through, not giving up on the edge and picking up a takedown.
Well, it's 4-3. With 1:48 left to go, second period. Nice House, nice stand up by House. Let's see if let's put the hands of Shatek. Nice lift and return by Shatek. House has to go to work again. A lot easier to split those hands on the way up and pop your hips than it is to go right back, belly down to the mat. You've got to expend all that energy to get right back to your feet. But that's where Seth House finds himself. 1:22 to go, second period. Again, 4-3 lead by Shatek. Hampton Chickasaws in that Northeast Iowa Conference. They finished third in the Northeast Iowa Conference tournament. They did have one champ. They finished second in the sectionals. And they got here with a 51-24 win over Iowa Falls Alden. And then they wrestled Charles City in the finals. And they won that duel 48-32. And New Hampton came in here with a 27-8 dual meet record. And they will leave with a 1-2 record, so 28-10. That's 38 dual meets, Jamie. That's unbelievable. 38 dual meets. A lot of dual meet tournaments for the Chickasaws. We see a lot of coaches going to dual meet tournaments.
That's where they get a lot of those matches because they're guaranteed 3, 4, 5 matches a day instead of in a tournament you get beat out and you're done. They're guaranteed a lot of matches. So it's either that or they're wrestling in very big tournaments. It's usually they're better kids that have those kind of records.
They get an individual tournament and get a bye versus being in a dual meet tournament and getting a forfeit. So on your record, there's a difference. 22 seconds left to go, second period. We are knotted up at 4s. Weight class a 26. And we started weight class 132. This will be the last match of the day. Long shot by Shatek. A nice snap down by House. And he tries to launch Shatek at the edge of the mat. No points there, 7 seconds. Again, Seth House trying to take advantage of short time, catching Shatek by surprise, and he almost did. But they just ran out of real estate. There's a tap and go by House.
1, 2, 3, and 5. The only ones that should be on.
And it's going to be House's choice to start the third. And he's going to choose down.
Part of those teams, please move off those mats so that we can proceed with the award presentation on schedule.
All right, here we go. It's going to get a caution against Shatek for starting out of position. So we got to get a reset for House. Restart by Shatek. And we're going to get another caution against Shatek. He's starting on the left. And he's trying to go over to the right, trying to switch on the whistle. And that's going to be 1 point for House. We'll take him when you can get him.
Yeah.
Take that 1 point off the false start by Shattuck. And the House goes up 5-4.
Well, I'm surprised. I wouldn't be real surprised not to see Shada cut him loose here. You know, you're going to try to turn him for a little bit and then probably cut him loose and try to score a takedown to tie it.
Well, he's got a minute 38 left to decide. There's a stand up by House. And House is going to score 1 point. So it's 6-4 now. So there's your situation. And I like what House is doing. There's a low single by Shattuck, reshot by House. House is going to drive over the top of Shattuck for a 2-point takedown. That's a great reaction there by Seth House. And Jamie, when Seth House is wrestling well, you know, he's only a freshman, but we've seen him wrestle some very tough kids, very, very tough the course of this year. And when he's on, he's on.
Yeah, he really is. And, you know, and right there he was on. And now he's only, you know, he's got a 3-point lead now as he goes up 8-5 after a 1-point escape by Shattuck.
And you're not out of it yet. You know, a takedown and a release by Shattuck and another takedown by Shattuck ties this thing up. So if you're Seth House, you got to continue wrestling for this last 45 seconds. Shattuck takes a shot on the edge of the mat, reshot by House, and we're off. So here we go back to the center, 43 seconds. Very valuable experience for the freshman from Independence. You know, you taste the Wells Fargo, Jay. It's pretty addictive. You want another one.
Packed house, or, you know, not as packed today as it will be moving forward this week, but just a great atmosphere here.
There's a warning stall against Howell for stalling. That's a penalty for shot. It's 8-6 now. So a 2-point takedown by Shattuck. Shattuck will tie this up and send it to overtime. So if you're Seth Howell, you got to battle these last 17 seconds of the ring. Wipe your base out, work some hand control, work some call. With 4 seconds left, the freshman will win this match 8-6.
Nice job.
And that's a great job by the freshman, beating a very good junior, Tyler Shattuck, who came in here 23-5. So Independence will win that final match. Let's take a short
They're gonna
timeout.
win the duel, meet 48-50.
These guys wrestled. It was a 48-30. So nice job by the Mustangs. Let's take a short timeout. Jamie's going to add up all of his facts, all of his stats, and have a report, have an update, and then talk about the rest of our broadcasting schedule for Thursday, Friday coming up. You've been listening to Hold by Hold action from the state tournament duels right here from the Well on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Welcome back into the 2015 State Dual Wrestling Tournament as the Independence Mustangs finish in 5th place here today after a 48-15 win over New Hampton. Their second win over New Hampton this season, as the Mustangs will finish in 5th place today. We started this duel at 132 pounds. Drew Davis with a 10-2 major decision that made it 4-0. At 138, Ryan Gorman from New Hampton with a 7-2 win over Tanner Erickson Dale. At 145, it was Elliott Ryan from Independence with a 9-3 win over Drew Boating. At 152, Chase Straw with a fall in 45 seconds over Adam Werzer. Jake Jewell at 160 picked up a forfeit, at weight class 1 to make it 19-3.
Well, and that sent us up to weight class 170, where Nick Holt took on a very good Cole Dinner, and it was a tight match for a while, but it ended up being a 12-4 major decision for Nick Holt, and that made the score after 170 23-3. Weight class 182, Logan Williams with 3 takedowns and a simple decision 7-2 win over Alex Lutz from New Hampton, making our score 26-3. At weight class 195, usually see Matt McMillan there, but Jason Grover took to the mat at weight class 195 to take on Arian Gray. Well, it was a very, very nice job by Grover, as in 131, he won by a fall after scoring 2 quick takedowns. 131 winning by a fall, making the score 32-3 in favor of the Mustangs. Weight class 220, Matt McMillan stepped to the mat, taking on Noah Hopp, and it was a 9-1 major decision by McMillan. He used 3 takedowns and some escapes and back points to score those 9 points, making our score 36-3. Weight class 285 saw the senior Brett Bowers take on Lincoln Weber, 2 seniors wrestling their final matches of their careers. Bowers from Independence using a takedown and an escape to score 3, and Weber could only manage 2 escapes. That gave the Independence Mustangs 3 more, making it 39-3. Weight class 106, Jared Orr for the Mustangs took the mat against highly ranked Noah Phi for the New Hampton Chickasaws, and it was a quick fall by Phi in 132. That put the Chickasaws, that was the second win of the dual meet for the Chickasaws, made the score 39-9. Weight class 113, Taylor Wolfcool, another senior for Independence, taking to the mat against that very, very good number 3 ranked Connor Cleveland. And it was Taylor Wolfcool losing by a fall in 141, making the score 39-15 in favor of the Mustangs. Weight class 120, Mitch Evans finishing up his career for the Independence Mustangs in fine fashion. Evans had a great day today. He won by fall in 4:14 over Keaton Gertz, making the score 45-15. And we just saw Seth House rounding out the Mustang Stampede tonight with an 8-6 decision over Tyler Shatek, making our final score 48-15. Totals on the day. Let me see if I can figure out Jamie's stats here. Totals on the day. Falls, it was 3 for the Mustangs and 2 for the Chickasaws. Major decisions, 3 for the Mustangs and 0 for the Chickasaws. And on the day, the Mustangs win 11 matches to the Chickasaws 3. Takedowns, it was 16 for the Mustangs and 8 for the Chickasaws. So, Jamie, the Mustangs came in, the Independence Mustangs came in, and after that slow start against a really good Creston team this morning, they caught fire and wrestled very, very well against Clear Lake, knocking out the Lions, and then putting a hurt on the Chickasaws and winning that match 48-15 again, and they'll be taking home that 5th place trophy. So a fine job by the Mustangs.
Yeah, and the Independence staff is, they're happy that they're down here. They're happy they played 5th, but not satisfied. They had their sights set on bigger things here, but and that's the way the sport is. That's why people are crazy, and that's why people love it, is because a lot of crazy things happen in this sport, and that was one of them. In that first duel, Creston's way every little match. You know, Drew Davis had a great 7-5 overtime win, but after that, everything seemed to go in Creston's favor. And you know, it's tough to win when you can't win all the close matches. So you know, they're going to finish in 5th place today. A great effort by the Mustangs, and look for bigger and better things from some of these guys. Not just next year, but you know, the rest of this week with the state traditional tournament.
Yeah, that will start tomorrow, and we will have breakfast at the well. You've got the schedule right there.
I do, because we're not even done with sports action here on KMCH yet tonight. As stay tuned tonight as on KM 94.7 on your radio dial and on the mainstream. First round girls basketball in Class 4A as West Delaware faces Decorah in Manchester. 7 o'clock start with John Swisher and Bill Logan, as that one is on, I guess that's our only game. And that's our only game here tonight on KMCH, as John Swisher and Bill Logan have the West Delaware girls hosting Decorah in Manchester tonight as that game gets underway. In just about 45 minutes here on KMCH, as we'll have that for you. And then, of course, like you mentioned, we'll be back on the air tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with the Class 3A wrestlers. That'll be the Western Dubuque Bobcats. And keep an eye on Tyler Pasker from Cedar Rapids Prairie. Their heavyweight is some relation in the Manchester area, so we'll follow his matches as well. Zach McCool will be back with us tomorrow, and we're ready. You know, day one is officially in the books for the state tournament, and you know, it seemed like a long day, but it also seemed like it flew by pretty quick here. But a great day of action, and we're ready for the rest of the week.
Well, you're right, and now everybody can change gears. You know, everybody gears up for the traditional state tournament, and there's going to be some wild and crazy matches before the weekend's over. We're going to see some history before the weekend's over, and it's just going to be a lot of fun, some great wrestling, and we're going to have all the hold-by-hold action right here, Jamie.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here tonight. I want to thank the sponsors of high school wrestling on KMCH, our regular sponsors and our extra tournament sponsors, for all 106 total sponsors keeping this coverage on the air for you this week, especially our independent sponsors, Bank Iowa, Steiner Implement, Brown Sales and Leasing, Production Services in Winthrop, East Buchanan Telephone, the Mosier Family Pharmacy, Pets Allowed, and the Wapsie Valley Creamery. We want to thank all the on-air staff of KMCH for getting us running today, as Mike Johnson got us started. Janelle got us through the afternoon, and Rob here tonight. Appreciate them back at the studios at KMCH here on Mix 94.7. For my partner, Roger Reed, this is Jamie Baskey, Fargo. Once again, the Independence Mustangs finish in 5th place today on the day. And you've been listening to High School Wrestling State Dual Team Wrestling Championships on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Yeah, well,